What's up, you guys? So, while I've been playing a lot of Pal World, another game that's caught my attention is Enshrouded. After I spent some time in the game, I knew that I had to make a Hobbit house as my main base. So, in this video, I'm going to be going over exactly how I built this base and a few tips and tricks I discovered along the way. I'm going to be focusing on the base of the build, so any interior decorations aren't really going to be the focus of this video specifically. Of course, the first thing I had to do was dig, and dig a lot, or so I thought. I quickly discovered that you can actually build with terrain parts. And while this might be obvious to some, I find the building menu to be a little confusing. So this was an incredible discovery. I mean, just look at how efficient these terrain blocks are. It's just so convenient and time saving. Of course, it took a little while to figure out how I wanted to use the shapes to get things done, but once I did, this project felt like it was flying by. However, things started to feel tricky when I was working on the interior. The terrain just seems a little less forgiving, and there's these odd parts that just kind of jut out from the rock form that you can't really get rid of. Eventually, they grew on me though, and I decided they added the right amount of charm to my little hobbit hole. After lots of rock carving, it was time to get started with my entrance. So I placed some regular ceiling pieces as my ground level to get started. I decided to keep the entrance above the level of the interior so that you would step down into it. I just feel like this feature enhances the cave-like feel of the hobbit hole and makes it all that more cozy. It was then time to place my 4M door frame to get started, and while it's not really centered looking right now, I'm not too worried about that because I can terraform the exterior to make it feel more balanced. I decided to use single wall blocks to build out the entrance and make it feel more handcrafted than these large 4M pieces. It was then time to place a wooden door, so I crafted one and got it into the frame just in time for the day to end. Before I lost all signs of daylight, I wanted to level out the entrance just a smidge with the terrain pieces so that the door was a little bit of a step up into the house. Before I totally gave up for the day though, I decided I needed to get some illumination for my entryway through a firefly lamp. What I love about these firefly lamps is that they actually will show the little fireflies flying around it, so I feel like I'm not actually like catching them, I'm making a nice little home for them. The firefly lamp just immediately adds the right dose of charm to my entryway, and I just couldn't love it more. The inside though, definitely could use some work. The next day I came back and I decided it was time to make some windows. So I terraformed the interior and exterior to make room for a 4M window pane. And once the window was placed, I wanted to terraform some earth back into the outside area so that it felt naturally placed. I'm really trying to maintain a sense of connection between my build and the hill itself. I really turned into quite the perfectionist throughout this build, and I probably spent at least 20 minutes terraforming the rocks around each part of my structure. I then wanted to make sure that my window was lining up well from the interior, so I placed the window pane from the inside. It was then time to build out the interior with some stone flooring. Once I finished the flooring, it was time to build another window and get some more light in my hobbit house. So I placed another 4M window pane piece and terraformed the exterior to build the window into the hill. I then added some finishing touches to my entrance, making it feel like more of an archway. It was then time to upgrade my flame altar with some shroud cores so that I could terraform more of the earth outside of my home. I decided that my entrance would be best suited with a stairwell leading up to it from the bottom of the hill. So now that my base was extended, I could build a path leading up to my hobbit house. So I terraformed a ledge so that I could place stone steps leading up to my hobbit house. I repeated this step all the way down the hill, creating a level platform at each stairway's breakpoint. Once I made it to the bottom of the hill, I decided that this entryway still needed something more. And so I got to building the archway that you see at the entrance of my hobbit house. This archway is my first experiment in creating some sort of sculptural rock formation in Enshrouded, and I just feel like it's a testament to the endless possibilities of what you can create in this game. I honestly probably spent 45 minutes to an hour working on this archway, and I have no shame. It's honestly just addicting and fun to be able to sit here and carve a rock to my heart's content. And I think all that rock carving was worth it. I mean, this dramatic archway leads you to this cozy candlelit hobbit house. And I just love how my flame altar looks like a chimney on the roof, emitting smoke. It's just the coziest little hobbit house, and I couldn't be happier. I can't wait to add more to it, like flower boxes and more exterior decoration down the line. If you liked this video and want to see more like it, let me know in the comments. I do plan to do an interior decorating video of my Hobbit house because I'm definitely going to be adding some secret passageways and more.